Day 9, the 9th proclamation is we will address issues of money early. So what we need to do is resist over-investing in the buying cycle only to find out the clients can't afford to pay us what we are worth. This has happened to every single person on this call. It's happened to me. Every single time it happens, you go through this long process only to find out what? The clients can't afford you. If this is the case, why the heck aren't we bringing this up early? And I think it's because we're afraid of the tension that it's going to create. So we just avoid this. We'll do anything to get out of this. So Blair introduced this term to me and I love it. It's the MLE, minimum level of engagement. What we want to do is declare it early in conversation so that if the client can't afford us, both of us can walk away before wasting valuable time and resources. Blair, take it away.
The win without pitching rule of money is this. Those who don't talk about it don't make it. That in a personal setting, it's considered impolite to talk about money. You don't volunteer how much you made last year to kind of a casual friend or even most members of your family, your extended family. You don't ask people what they paid for that boat or that house. But you can't extrapolate that and bring that idea into the business world, because in the business world, an inability to talk about money at the appropriate time is considered a sign of poor business acumen, right? It shows that you're afraid of the subject. And if you're afraid of the subject, you're going to lose on the subject when you get to kind of a win-lose situation. And I'm not saying not all financial situations are win-lose, but if you're afraid, you're setting yourself up for failure. Don't confuse the appropriate thing in your personal life about when and with whom to talk about money with talking about money in business. Lean right into it, learn to get good at it.
So we got to learn how to get comfortable talking about money. How do we do that, Blair?
Well, it also says in this proclamation, I think, that stress is caused by the things you don't do. So if you're fine, if things that you don't do, or sometimes things out of your control, some people are pretty good at letting go of those second ones, but those things that you're putting off, if you find money conversations stressful, it's because you're avoiding them. You want to get better at money conversations, have them early and often. We talked before, I forget what proclamation, but I was talking about this idea, this kind of requirement to put the objection on the table for the client to address. And again, an objection is a possible reason not to do business together, or a gap in the client's mind between what they need and what you can deliver. And I was saying, instead of like waiting for the client to bring up the objection and hoping they don't, you put it on the table and you ask the client to address it. And I think we even modeled some examples of financial is a big one. If early in the conversation you realize, I've got this minimum level of engagement, MLE or MLO I call it, and we can come back to that. I've got this hurdle, this financial hurdle that I need all my new clients to jump over. I'm going to place this hurdle in front of them. So you could just point out the gap like I did last time and say, hey, before we go too far, I'm a little you're a smaller organization than we're used to doing business with. I'm just a little concerned about your ability to afford us. And then pause, embrace silence. Or you could say, hey, before we go too far, I just need you to know that we have a minimum level of engagement of X in fees over the course of 12 months. And the starting point for X is 10% of your fee target for the year. So some people are listening to this thinking, yeah, okay, you two have more confidence than you deserve. It's easy for you to say that. But it's like, just think about it. Like you're building this business. You're trying to get to this place. There's nothing wrong with saying to the people that you do business with or that you're proposing to do business with that, hey, like, we're not for everybody. We only work with certain types of clients, certain types of work. Why not certain types of financial engagements? Why not over a certain minimum level? Because this idea of 10%, starting point is 10% of your fee target, that comes from the idea that you should have 10 clients, and on average, even though nobody will be exactly the average, on average they represent 1/10. So if it's a $200,000 business, your minimum level of engagement would be $20,000. And so if you want to build this business to 400,000, you raise that minimum level of engagement to 40,000. And you imagine the client's going to push back on it. And, some might, because in the early days, like, you're the vendor, the client thinks they're the prize because they have the money, they're pushing you around. So some of those clients with whom you have some history, they might actually push back on that a little bit. But you know what? You'll survive. And then the new clients, you reinvent your firm one new client at a time, right? New client on day 13 after the 12th day of Win Without Pitching Manifesto. New opportunity comes in. It's a new you. It's a new attitude, new behavior, new pricing, new tactics and techniques, right? So that's when you figure out what's my minimum level of engagement. And you just say to the client, hey, it doesn't make sense for us to do business with companies smaller than this. And then just look at where the idea of the MLO is coming from. I'm saying to you, you can only have 10 clients. 8 to 15. So one of my favorite talks is called The 5 Constraints, where I say there's this beautiful place called Blairtopia. And in Blairtopia, all creative firms not only are successful, they're thriving. And the reason they thrive is my laws are the laws of physics and jurisprudence. Basically, I have a law, you have to abide by it. And one of my laws is you can never have more than 10 clients at a time. And just like any constraint-driven exercise, when you try that on, you think, oh, I can't. Your first reaction is, I can't do that. And then after only a little while, like a minute or so, you start to think, oh, okay, I can see how I could adapt to the constraint, but it wouldn't be good. Like I would have to suffer. I would have to pay some sort of compromise or price. And then after another minute or so of thinking about it, you will actually see the breakthrough. The constraint itself will be the source of creativity to overcome the constraint and build a business that's even stronger than you have today. So if you had to live by this constraint of only 10 clients, what's going to happen? What's going to happen is you're going to have the MLO conversation with every new prospect. Because for you to take a new client on, that means you need to let one go. Who are you going to let go? The cheapest, the least profitable one, right? So you're at the very minimum before you agree to take a new client on. You're going to make sure that they're more financially lucrative than the one that you're letting go. And if I had the power, I swear to God, I would impose this constraint on the world and you would be a more successful business person for it. So in rough terms, there are 2 buyer types, price buyers and value buyers. There are more than 2, but price buyer just wants the cheapest price. They'll give up all kinds of things. And so it might be part of it might be kind of your own attitude to buying things and money and just a lack of experience. Just know that when you exude confidence over money, you are exuding confidence over results. And the best clients are willing to pay you a lot of money to get the results. And the worst clients want to pay you by the hour to do the thing.
Hey everyone, Ricky here. I'm one of the content directors here at The Futur. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a comment down below with a timestamp letting me know which was the best part. There are going to be some other videos that are going to pop up right here that you also might enjoy. And if you could do what everyone asks you to do, which is to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It honestly does go a long way in our mission here to teach 1 billion people how to make a living doing what they love. Head to thefutur.com to learn more. Thanks for watching and your continued support, and we will see you guys in the next video.